What did you like the most about such a team effort out there today?
Exactly, that a team effort. I think we stuck with it the whole game, and even when they had a little bit of a pushback in the second, we stuck with it, killed some penalties, and kind of stuck with our game, which was great.
I know how hard it is to win back-to-back games in this league, but 2 wins out of 3 on 3 games in 3 days. How has it been kind of getting to that point this season?
Yeah, I mean, this was our first time playing 3 games in 3 days, and I think the guys did a good job of just recovering and sticking with our game, which is ultimately going to lead us to wins, and especially with a big stretch of games.
I know how hard it is also to be sidelined when you want to be out there. How has your game gotten to this point as well since you've come back?
Yeah, it's nice to be back. When you're injured, it's not fun to be away, but I just kept focusing on the little things, and getting back to my play was focusing on that and just doing the little things right, playing hard, and putting the team first.
Goal in today's game. How nice is it to get a reaction like that from your teammates?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I try to do everything right, the small things, and it's nice to get rewarded sometimes, and have my teammates react like that means the world.
When Joe Blandisi scored his first goal, put you guys up 2-0, it seemed like he wasn't even ready to celebrate. He just kept saying, like, let's keep going, guys. What's it like to have someone like him on the team who's always pushing each other?
Yeah, he's an engine. I mean, he's always on it. Every game he's on it. He's bringing something, and he leads the way for us, and he's a huge piece for our success.
What does a win like this do for the group moving forward in tight divisional games?
Yeah, it's a huge win. I think just keep riding momentum, sticking with our game. It's going to be hard the rest of the way, but this is definitely something to build off of for sure.
What is it like as a defenseman when you have a guy like Dennis Hill to be back there making big saves?
Yeah, I mean, you can make some mistakes. You know he's going to have your back, and he appreciates us putting in the work in front of him, and he usually has our back all the time, so it's always great to have him back there.
All right, Roni, what's it like to finish off the weekend with a big win like this?
It means a lot. I think it we finished well in this 3-game series, and that's just a sign of a good team that we are, and we keep working on that.
What did you see on your goal with that nice pass from Slavin?
Just a 2-on-1 situation. I drove the net, and Slaves found me with a good pass.
With a win like this, offense coming from all different lines, what does it say about where the team's at?
That's important. I mean, every line I think scored today, and that just shows that we have a lot of good players, like up and down the lineup, and it's a good sign.
How does the team handle the level of intensity heading into the playoffs soon?
I think well, like 3-game series, it's a lot of hockey in 3 days, and I think the last game was best, so that's big.
Since you've come back, where do you feel your game's at?
Feels like I'm improving. Like since the first games, I've improved a lot, and right now feels good and fun to play.
What specifically are you improving? What are you working on?
Just when you are out for a couple of months, it just getting into touches and getting back to the rhythm is the first, but then just getting to score goals and points, and that's a big part of my game. So I'd say that's part.
You're almost coming to close there with one of the Rocket players. You know, first year here, but are you already invested in a rivalry with Laval? Is that a team that you don't like?
I mean, I think it's always a rivalry between us and Montreal or Laval, and yeah, just fun to play against them.
John, what did you like most from the team's effort today?
Well, again, what we talked about before the game is just our start, knowing that we were going to get a team that's been sitting here for a day and waiting for us, and this is our 3rd and 3. But I just liked our focus right from the get-go. I knew we needed to start good. I didn't expect that type of start, but and I like how we just kept pushing, even though they had a little bit of push in the second. I loved our response after their goal. So there's a lot of good stuff to like today.
How can you replicate a start like this moving forward?
I hope you bottle it up and just do it again. I wish it was that easy, but it's a long season. But to the response that we had in the 3rd period to today's game, I mean, it really says a lot about our group. It's exciting, and you know, at the end of the day now, we know how we want to play. And it's on them, you know. For the most part, we'll be there to guide them and support them. But it's fun to see them play like that as a unit, as all 20 guys. So it was a good win for us.
The offense has been exploding the last 2 games, 14 goals. What do you think attributes to that?
Well, I think because we have, 6 defensemen and 4 lines that can all play and all can make plays. We don't really, have that so-called, like 4th line that is kind of like grinds it and just wants to just run, go out and work it down low. I think we got guys that can make plays in all 4 lines, and it's a depth, and it's definitely a strength of ours, and I think that has a lot to do with it. It's a tough for the matchup for the opposition.
Kyle Clifford gets sent out of the game, but he's the first one here welcoming the team back into the room after the win. Why are guys like him so important to the team?
He's not only won, he's won 2 Stanley Cups at the highest level, so he knows what it takes, and he's a big driving force in that locker room, and to have him, we're fortunate, and the role he plays too is key. So it's a lot of good from him, and it's not surprising to see him first waiting there for his teammates and to congratulate him as well.
What does preparation look like this week to go up against another 3-3 next weekend?
No, we're not going to change much. We have a big weekend again with 3 games. We'd probably take 2 days to recharge, because we can use rest as a weapon if you utilize it properly, and then we'll get ready for our next opponent. So nothing much is going to change, but I think it's still important that we do take some time away from the rink for our players to recharge, so they have lots of energy on the weekend.
Do you have any update on Kiefer Bellows and Max Lajoie getting a little bit injured in the game?
Yeah, well, Kiefer had a little bit of a lower body, it kind of tweaked something, and then he played 1 shift, and just because of the game where it was at, there was no reason to keep him trying to fight through it. So he just stood on was just there on the bench with his pom-poms and, helped cheer his teammates on. So it was good to see him want to stay on the bench to encourage his teammates in that regard. And Max just had a little cut. He had to get it a lip. He had to get stitched up, but there's just no reason to come back. There was only a minute left to go before when he came back, so that's it.
What do you think's allowed Joseph Landisi to, really have a career year with you guys?
Well, yeah, you look at what he's done in the past. The way he plays with that energy and that instinctual, he's an instinctual player, and he's got the ability to finish when he's in those moments, and he's got some good touch, whether it's on the power play in front of the net or, on the flank shooting like you saw his goal today. I mean, he picked the spot and he hit it. So he's having a great year, and it's good. We want to continue to have him with that confidence as we move forward, because these next games are just going to be equally as important as tonight's was.
When you have scenarios like this with 3 games in 3 days, at a very high level, how do you even decide who plays in all 3 games? Because you had a bunch of players who played in all 3.
Yeah, because Nima has played so much hockey for us, we figured we were planning on, when Nima didn't play yesterday, we were going to definitely give him a day off for sure, and we planned it, and then we also brought a couple guys that didn't go on the trip to Rochester to get ready, because we knew we had to get a couple guys in. But yeah, we try to have a plan and not try to deviate from it regardless of the outcome. But we're going to have to continue to do the same things moving forward as we get going into playoffs. If we're fortunate enough to get in, so guys can get some rest and don't have to play all those minutes as we lead up into that time.